Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Now, if you're like me, you'll wake up at 7 a.m. every morning, maybe earlier, because I am a little bit of a late riser, and the first task of the day will be to reach for your phone and see how many emails you can delete. Let's face it, the way in which we market generic emails now is a little embarrassing in a digital age where we expect everything to be personalised. And I've been thinking for some time that email needs a 21st century overhaul. And I recently came across a platform that does just that. Meet Emma. That's an email marketing platform that is one of the fastest growing companies in the email marketing industry. But I don't want to spoil too much about today's show, so let's get the guest on. So buckle up, hold on tight, cowboys and cowgirls, because I'm going to beam your ears all the way to Nashville, Tennessee, so we can speak with Colby Kavanagh from Emma to find out how email marketing technology is evolving. So a big warm welcome to the show. Can you tell me a little about who you are and what you do over at Emma?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me here. So, my name is Colby Kavanagh. I'm the SVP of marketing here at Emma. So I run all of our marketing functions here.
So for some people listening, this might be their first introduction to Emma. So can you expand on it a little and tell me what Emma is, and also what makes it different from all the other email marketing platforms out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So Emma is an email marketing platform, and we are really, really focused on great design, really sophisticated tools that solve hard problems for marketers, but also just a really great user experience. So we make pretty sophisticated tools very easy for marketers to access, easy to use, so you can start using them and get value right away. And then the other thing that makes us a little bit different is, we have people to help you when you get stuck. So we have a great services team, we have live support, because what we find is, a lot of marketers have a lot of the tools and data they need. They just need help to do marketing a little bit better than what they've been doing.
Now, I've got to ask as well, what's the story behind the name, Emma?
Yes. Well, yeah. So Emma, an interesting name, right? We love Emma. It is actually kind of a shortening of email marketing, but what's more is, it's personal. It's a persona, and our logo is a human face, right? And we like to think of ourselves as being a tech company, but also adding a little humanity to it. So that is kind of the inspiration behind the name Emma.
Shortening of email marketing is absolute genius, but I'm a little disappointed there's not an Emma that was like the muse behind the company.
Yeah, we do have an Emma who heads up our services team, and I would say she's kind of the epitome of the persona of Emma. So yeah, it does make it a little confusing, but it's fun.
You need to get her on the logo pic now.
It's true. True.
I recently read a study from Emma that looks at the goals, concerns and pressures facing many marketers now. But can you tell me a little more about some of those findings?
Yeah, absolutely. So we did conduct one of our first industry surveys, and this comes out of our big annual event that we host called Marketing United, and we took the opportunity. We have about 1,000 people attend Marketing United, and took the opportunity to survey them and find out what's going on in their lives as marketers. And we had about 200 folks participate in the survey across about 25 different industries. So it's a pretty wide survey of marketers. And yeah, we found a couple interesting trends. I don't know that they're going to be terribly surprising, but one of the things we found is, we've always talked about data and the need for data to do more and better marketing. But what we found is that marketers have enough data. What they're missing is kind of the talent and the time to execute great marketing programs. Another one of the stats is a lot of marketers feel really overwhelmed, and overwhelmed not only because of the data and the channels and the expectations internally, but also because of the competing priorities a lot that have to do with giving the audience what they want versus kind of managing internal expectations of the business. And then one of the other key takeaways is email is still a really important channel for people. It's still heavily used. And it works, right? Email continues to work, and we've seen a lot of statistics around the power of email. I think the problem that sets up is that it works even when it's bad, right? And that's why we still see a lot of bad email out there, because it works. So with one of the things that Emma is really trying to do is help people do email better, help people execute email better, and make those incremental improvements to email that make such a huge difference in the experience of their customers.
I think we've all seen what bad email marketing looks like. And I'm talking about those generic emails with a script that auto adds "Hi Neil" at the top in a completely different font from everything else. Because users are a little more sophisticated now, aren't they?
They really are. I think across digital media, we're seeing this, right? We're seeing users get trained to ignore ads. We're seeing users get trained to kind of skip around paid listings, right? And we're seeing users completely ignore bad email. And worst case scenarios, people getting offended by bad email, by impersonal email, by email that they think is spam, right? That can have a negative impact to your brand. So, with a little bit of incremental improvement, with a little bit of segmentation, with a little bit of automation, you can give your subscribers just a much better experience. And really, it doesn't take that much to make those improvements.
I also think that today's marketers are faced with an often unrealistic expectation to actually do more with less. I mean, what solution, in your opinion, can help marketers do that kind of marketing that they've always wanted to do?
I agree with you. Both in working with a lot of marketers and being a marketer myself, we are expected to do more, and our subscribers expect more from us, right? They've been trained by some of the biggest brands in the world to expect a really great experience for marketing. And so, I think a couple things. I think focus, right? Focusing in on segments and really understanding your audience and knowing what it's going to take to deliver a great experience there. And then I think automation, when used the right way, I think one of the things that I have a problem with recently is automation is being used as kind of a proxy for good marketing. Automation is the easy button that you press and the technology just does the marketing for you. I don't think that's the right application for automation, but automation can help kind of scale and amplify a brilliant marketer's campaign. And I think that's the way to use automation and do more with less, essentially.
So in your opinion, what do you think it is that's stopping marketers from doing email better? I mean, are there any commonalities in what marketers are typically lacking in their current email marketing strategy?
I honestly think it is the time and resource. I mean, we all have an idea of what good marketing looks like. And so being able to make those incremental improvements, digital marketers today have such a wide range of options in terms of engagement for their audience. And again, email gets a little bit overlooked, but there are simple things you can do, like designing emails with audience in mind, doing good segmentation, clear call to action. We know that a single clear call to action in an email can increase click-through by over 1,500%. It increases click-through rate. We know that simple automation like doing a welcome series is really important and a really easy way to get started with automation. So these are the things that we as marketers can do to do email better and to give our subscribers a better experience through digital marketing.
I suppose it doesn't help that as consumers, I think most of us wake up at 7 a.m. in the morning, and the first task of the day is we reach for our phone and think,
that's right.
How many emails can I delete? I mean, that represents another challenge, doesn't it?
I know, and as marketers, we're even worse, right? We sleep next to our phones, right? But it also shows you the power of email, and it shows you the power, as we wake up, we check our inboxes, and the emails you interact with are the ones that you have a brand affinity for, right? So email is not necessarily the single channel, the single element to rely on, but it's part of a good brand strategy and part of providing a good brand experience. So you're going to open the emails that you have the affinity for, that offer you value, that offer an extension of that brand experience.
I also noticed on your website that Emma works with a lot of big name brands across a variety of industries, which is always great to see. So can you share some of your favourite examples of how many of those brands are using Emma to send those targeted and, more importantly, compelling emails?
Absolutely. Yeah, we get to work with the coolest companies at Emma. I feel so lucky. We serve interesting segments. We get to work with all kinds of different companies in a lot of different verticals. One of the fun examples of a company that we work with is Tito's Vodka, which is a really cool brand out of Austin, Texas. They are extremely engaging. Their customers are really, really loyal. Their customers really have an affinity for the brand and that product. And so, Tito's team their marketing team is a small, scrappy, inventive, inspirational marketing team. And so it's been really fun to work with them to kind of do what we talked about earlier, which is really scale. They know their customers so well. They just need help engaging them at scale and engaging them in specific geographic areas, engaging them as part of in-person events. So that's been really fun. We help them do a lot of personalization. We help them with their newsletter channel. And they've had just amazing results from kind of rethinking that and thinking about that as an extension of the brand.
Now, on this show, I get to speak to a lot of startups in states such as Texas, New York, and Chicago. But a great portion of today's successful tech companies are actually based in the coastal tech regions, which we all know about.
Yeah.
But what's it like to be part of a growing tech company outside of this region there in Nashville?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun to be able to build a culture, especially outside of Silicon Valley. I mean, there's a lot of great Silicon Valley companies, but it's fun to be able to build a culture and a company outside of Silicon Valley. And it's also given us the opportunity to scale in ways that are really challenging in the Silicon Valley. And, we're able to attract top talent to a really fun city. We also have an office in Portland, Oregon, another really fun city. So we're able to get talent into these markets, and it's fun to kind of build that culture and build a thriving company in a fun and unique city.
Absolutely. Now, with the rise of automation, many vendors are focusing on replacing people with technology, and we have spoken about this briefly, so I think I know what you're going to say, but what's your opinion on this trend?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole notion of artificial intelligence is really interesting as it relates to better customer service and helping technology scale. But as we talked about before, it should never be a proxy for a good marketer or a good marketing strategy or a good creative, the creative genius that we as marketers try to put into the world to create a better brand experience. I'm all for it, helping us scale our ideas and scale our campaigns. But I really feel there needs to be a human at the heart of a great marketing campaign, because essentially we're marketing to humans.
So what's next for Emma? Is there anything else you can share with us about your plans or new features over the next 18 months?
Yeah, we are busy. So we've got a really dynamic, really full roadmap coming up. We're launching a lot of retail-specific tools and integrations coming up in the fall. You can look for additional collaboration tools. Again, we really feel like marketing is a collaborative sport, so there needs to be the ability for marketers to get into technology and share ideas and collaborate. And work together. So there'll be some interesting stuff on that front as well.
So before I let you go, can you point the listeners in the direction of where they can obtain the report that we've spoken about earlier in the conversation, and also how they can reach out to your team or for more information if they've got any questions about what we talked about today?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go to our website, which is myemma.com, and you can click on the resources tab and get access to the industry report, as well as we've got a ton of great content there to help marketers in their quest to do marketing better. And then reach out via the website. We have live chat. We have live people behind the phone number there, and always happy to chat.
Well, a huge thank you for coming on today, Colby, because I think it's clear that one of the biggest trends this year is advances in machine learning, making it possible to personalise everything. And this is our expectation now as consumers too. So as everyone desperately tries to reach inbox zero, I think it's clear that marketers need to rethink how they do email. And Emma's digital marketing platform seems to be designed to make it easier for teams of all sizes now to create those beautifully designed email campaigns that actually drive tangible results at the same time. Mm-hmm. So for those reasons alone, a big thank you for coming on to the show today and sharing your story about Emma.
It is absolutely my pleasure, and I'm happy to chat anytime. Thank you.
Despite the obvious challenges and the fact that we're all in a hurry to delete emails we signed up 2 years ago, it's great to hear Colby talking about how Emma does things differently, and that email is still king. And it's also great to hear our brands are embracing this new way of doing things, to actually unlock the ability to send targeted and compelling emails that are relevant and actually resonate with users, but also drive revenue for brands. You know, it can be done. And I also think it's great to hear how Emma is doing email differently. And it's also a growing tech company outside of those coastal tech regions. So a big thank you to Colby for coming on today.
Neil would love to get your voice heard on the Tech Blog Writer podcast. Do you have a question that you would like Neil to read out on the show? Simply record an audio message on your phone using an app like iMessenger or WhatsApp, and just send it over to techblogwriter@outlook.com.
As always, it's an honour to serve you, my audience, the tech community, and the guests who make every day a fantastic learning experience here on the show. And this is what I love about listening to podcasts too. I mean, because we can learn from each other while sat on that 7:15 a.m. train to the office each morning. So remember, drop me a message if you're a listener or if you want to come on the show, and I will promise not to reply to you with a generic email. So get me at techblogwriter@outlook.com. But we're out of time, I'm afraid, so a big thank you for listening today, and until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.